Welcome. This is part 3 of making an admin menu. I'm Dev Team Paxton. Now, in our last video, actually, our first video, I made some things. The second video, I started out just refining some things I made from the first. So thought maybe I'll just do the same for this because what I did last video needs some work. And let me get my thoughts together here. When working on projects, especially large projects, it's common practice not to focus on one thing for an extended period of time without going on to work on something else. Because, for example, if I just worked on this player list and went all the way through, get everything working, hit the select button, opens up another menu, and you can do all this stuff with other units or other players in the game, and then move on to something else in the GUI. Say I spent 3 weeks on it, and then start working on something else, and found out that what I did isn't going to work because something else came up that is in the way. So all that time spent is wasted. So common practice, let me get this open up here, is to iterate over different elements of your project in a loop. Work on one for a little bit, get something working, move to the next, and just try to keep everything at the same level. Because right now we're at the point with our player list, once we clean it up, that we need another GUI. So I don't want to move on to that yet. But now with this, what I created yesterday, the big problem with it is if you have the menu open here, and let's say John disconnected right now, he's still going to be on the list. Tom disconnected, he's still going to be on the list, and so on and so on. Somebody could join, they're not going to be on the list. So one thing you could do, which I think is a little tacky, is maybe add a refresh button. So you hit refresh, check the list, but I think I don't like that. I think other servers have done that, but I think a auto refresh would be better. If it doesn't hurt performance too much, I don't think it would. It's only going to be running when the menu's open. So let's take a look at this, because I've been thinking about what I did yesterday, and a lot about it I don't like. First of all, globals, they make me sad. You don't want to use them unless you absolutely have to. You don't want to use global variables. And I'm using it over here as well. It makes me sad. So we're going to fix that. And all it's let's get started here. Let me show you what I have in mind. So what we're going to do is after you create the dialog and open it, instead of this code here, let's go ahead and move it out of this file and let's spawn a function. There's going to be a loop in it, so you're going to have to spawn it because you're going to want to sleep. There's use a sleep command in it, so you can't call it and you won't be able to run code after this because this is going to be the only thing the admin menu does. And before we do anything else after we create the dialog, let's wait until the dialog's open. That would help prevent bugs, because what if we spawn that command trying to do something and the dialog hasn't even opened yet? So we'll do the wait, not as null, find display 999, just to make sure. Then we have our function here. We haven't created it yet, but let's go ahead and do that. We'll take this, add it in the CFG functions first so we don't forget, because that's something easy to forget. Add that in there, save it, and then we'll create that file, adding the fn underscore and .sqf. And here we're going to do everything with our player list, or at least the auto refresh. We're going to populate the list. And here, this is what's going to control what player is selected when the button is pressed. So Should I delete? I don't know if I want to delete that yet. Eventually, we are going to delete that. So let's have a while loop. Do while do semicolon, and we want this loop to run while the GUI, the admin menu, is open. So we do while not is null, find display 999. So while the GUI is open, we'll run this code, and then let's sleep a tenth of a second. You can refine that a little bit, but I think a tenth of a second will be fine. That way it's not just chugging along, bogging everything down. Let's go ahead and get rid of this global. We're not going to need it. Let's take all this here and move it over to our while loop. So we're going to change a lot in this, probably about everything, but this so we have something to look at as we refine this. We're not using the globals anymore. We're not going to need this message anymore. And we don't want to add like that. And we're not going to need the fake names because multiplayer environment will use playable units or use all players. I think all players will be better. I think playable units, it may be about the same, but I guess it depends on the mission. If this is going from mission to mission and you don't know how every mission is, all players may be a better option. But these are only available MP only, multiplayer only. We won't be able to use these in single player, but we can use switchable units in single player so that we can have playable units in the for each loop. So when we move this over, we're going to want to switch it. We're going to want to change that command. Alright, now as we loop through the switchable players, we don't want to add the player to our list. So if the name is player is equal to do nothing else, we're going to add, get a control 1500, add name of the unit that we're looping through. Alright, so switchable units, it's going to iterate through there, check if name player is equal to X, then do nothing. But see, while we're running a while loop, so this is going to keep adding over and over again. So what we don't want to do is after we sleep, we want to clear the list completely after a tenth of a second. That way it will repopulate with what's changed if a player is disconnected or connected. Clean up a little bit of white space here, make it a little easier to read. Tab this over. There, it looks a little better. Alright, so player selected. We're not using this global anymore. We have that variable index still because that's passed by what's selected with the select button. Go ahead and take all that out. And so we're going to get our unit. We don't have the global anymore, so now we're going to use this command. The idea is that this command will still return the same thing as you hit that button. I don't think we'll have any problems with it. So switchable units such as array, so we'll get the index, and then we'll take that unit and we'll set damage to 1. Save it. Alright, now let's take a look at what we did here. Switchable units. Alright, so now let's go in here. Let's give it a little test run after we got to put some units down. So we have units to populate our list with. That should be good. We got an air switchable units. Okay, yes, that's an array, and I'm trying to select the index, so I forgot. Oh, I forgot to put select in there. So let's go over there. Let's add select. That way we're selecting an index from that array. Make that a little more clear. Save it. Let's run this again. Open up menu, and all we have is me, the one thing I didn't want. Oh man. Alright. So I did not set these units to playable, so that's why they're not switchable. So I can go through, switch them to playable. Well, you know what? Instead of going through and switching all these, let's copy and paste. And I don't want all these units on here. It's annoying. Delete these. And let's put a couple more on there. Okay. So now, we'll come here. Got our units. And our list. We got our list. But I'm still at the top. Where's all these units at? Okay, they're all over there. Let's get back where we can see them all. And let's check to see if this works. So select the unit. Well, not me. I still don't know why I'm there. Okay. Alright, why am I there? Switchable units if name player is equal to X. Yep. Spawn function. Alright, let's see if this works. And it does. And if you noticed, we can clear the list out because as they go away, they fall out the list. And me as well. Alright, so why am I in this list? Oh, I'm not looking for the name X, I was looking for X, so that's okay. That was an easy fix. Alright, so let's get back. I want to see them all. And then we should be able to just click on them and hit select. And everything seems to be good. Let's move on. Alright. So now we got that. Name player equals name X. Do not add self. Then add the unit. How much time we got? About 15 minutes. I'm trying to keep them all under 30 minutes. So we got time to move on. So let's go back to the editor and we'll show you something here. If you want to open a GUI you're working on and add stuff, hit escape, GUI editor, Control I, change the config file to mission config file. Two little arrows, greater than signs, then your name of your menu. which is in our case is admin menu in quotes. And then you just see, but you're gonna have to go through. It's really annoying. There's probably a better way to do it. But switch them all back to safe zones. I guess the bigger your GUI is, the more annoying this is going to be. And I'm sure there's a way to do it. I'm just not sure. So that's what I do. All right. So let's add. What do we want to do? Let's do about a teleport button. Every admin is going to need to teleport. So create the button class. Let's call it teleport button. And text will be teleport. I don't need a capital P. Make sure it's safe zone. And it looks good. Size it. Let's try to keep all the buttons the same size, so it'd be kind of cool if you hit here, you can select their name and hit teleport to them. But I think I'm going to want to do that after you hit the select button inside a different GUI. We won't be able to teleport ourselves. I think that would be good out here. Let's put a label, because we're going to have more than just teleport here. So let's put a label here, RCS text. Where'd it go? Where is it? Oh, there it is. And let's title this admin action label, and just be admin actions. So you know all the buttons on there would just be actions that the admin can do. And make sure it's safe zone. Okay. Let's resize this a little bit. Move it over here. See if we can get it in line with our online players. Move it up a little bit. Over. Looks good there. Let's move our teleport button up. And that looks good. Alright, so you can hit Control Alt S. Go back to your admin GUI. Just go ahead and highlight all this and paste over it. Oop, nah, I hit the wrong one. Alright, undo that. Go back here. Control Shift S. I don't need to name it. Paste it. There we go. Control Shift S. You see that our code we manually put in there is still there. Alright, so you can look at all the labels. That's why it's really important to name them. And you know what? Let's throw in a background so everything's a little easier to see. We'll just name this background. We won't be doing much with it. If you go down to the background color. Right now it's -1, so I believe that's probably transparent. It's probably default, but I think it's transparent as is. So you can do kind of a grayish color, do like 0.6. That's RGBA, so it's going to be red, blue, green, and then alpha. So do 0.6 on all of them. It's going to be a grayish color. If I can get these numbers in there and the commas. There, a little gray. Set that up there. Oh, that looks ugly. Ugly, ugly. Alright, so 0.6 is not going to work. So let's try 0.8. Which point? Make sure I get all my commas in there. Alright, no. 0.8. See, the bigger the number, the wider it's going to be. The lower the number, the darker it's going to be. I don't want it so dark that you can't see the buttons. So let's do 0.2, 0.1. Maybe that won't be too dark. That should be good. We can always change that later. Control Shift S, cancel, and let's paste over everything again. And we have our GUI back in there, our background. Alright, see, this is the player, that's why it's real important to make your labels clear. Now let's reload it and see how it looks. Alright, that's not too bad. I might be able to make it a little less transparent than that though. Alright, so this is fun. Let's do this. Ooh, uh-oh. That is not right. We got a problem. Alright. We're going to fix this. I want to fix it fast too. Alright, so player selected. We're selecting the index out of that array. Let's hint the name of the unit so we can see if it matches the one we're selecting. And that's something I like to do. I like to hint stuff. It's really easy. Instead of logging, sometimes you have to log it. Hint's not going to work, but I like the hint thing so I can see it in game. I don't have to search through files. So a lot of times hinting a variable to the screen will really help debug things faster. Alright. So not much. This isn't going to be a problem. Hinting the unit gives an idea on what's going on. Which file was it? Auto refresh. Okay, now another thing to help us. That's going to hint when we press the button, but to give us a little more information, let's go ahead and what do you think? I'm not even supposed to do not add self. Alright, let's hit name of player, make sure that it's returning a because it's a single player. Maybe it's not returning my name, but it should. I don't see why that would happen. And what else do you want to put on the screen? Let's system chat because hint's going to be taken up. Let's system chat the name of each unit. It's just going to put it on the bottom left of the screen. Let's open it up. We got a list of names down there. My name's up top, but not my name is not in the list. So let's click on that. So I'm number 1 on the list. Click Luke. Now if you know what? It's going to be me. I bet I click Jack. Thomas is up there. Jamie, Benjamin's up there. It's always the one above the last. Oh, you know what? Switchable units has me in that array. So although I'm not adding myself to the list, I'm still going to be in that array. That's why I'm always number 1, and everyone is 1 off. Alright, so we can fix this. Take this hint out, we don't need that. We don't need a system chat, we know what's going on. Let's take all this out. That way we had the list populated correctly. I'll still be in there. And now it should work correctly. There we go. And try to double click fast, see what happens. It didn't do anything. I guess it's firing a double click event, so if you double click it, it's not going to work. And me. So good. Alright, so that is patched, I guess you would say. But I can fix that. We'll leave it like that for later, but I already have an idea on how to go back to it. Alright, how much time we got? Alright, have we gone too long? Next video, we will get into the teleport. So, thanks for watching.